you're going to do is you're going to play the video. Remember the video? Remember the video? What's the name of the video? Enagic, right? What say it again? The history of Enagic. Very good. You're going to play that video. And that's going to bring everybody into the room, okay? If they want something to drink, you give them Kangen water. All right? Not give them Kangen water. They can't have the fruits and vegetables until afterwards. They're soaking. Because at the end, you're going to pour that dirty water off so they can see what came off. And then let them taste the fruits and the vegetables, okay? So, next thing. Tell a brief story about yourself, okay? Write that down. Hopefully, writing this down. Y'all going to remember this? And you're going to start closing from the time you open up your mouth. For example, if I'm going to be introducing my sponsor, let's say my sponsor is Tony Williams. He's there. He's going to start doing the presentation as soon as I'm done introducing myself. So I'll come to the front of the room and I would thank everybody for coming. I just want to thank all of you for actually being here. I'll take the time of your busy schedules. You know, it's very, very nice to have you here. For those of you who don't know me, I know all of you do. I am Tamia, come on. And I'm really excited about Enagic. I've been with the company now for about 5 days. 5 days, and things have been happening. I've been drinking the water, and I've gotten tremendous benefit. I've lost about 30 pounds in 5 days. I'm just joking. Be honest. So I share my story, right? And very, very short and sweet. I don't go into, take 30 minutes to share my story. Just tell my name, I'm glad. Welcome everybody for being there, my name, how long I've been doing the business, how long I've been drinking the water, what the water's done for me, and then I'm going to bring up my sponsor. I don't have to talk about what street I was on when Anna called me to tell me about this, and that the light was still red, and I was still on the phone. Then the light changed again, and because I was so into so much detail, it changed again. And then finally, I went through the light, and then I got to the next light, and then there. You'd be surprised. You gotta learn how to tell a story, okay? I mean, so real short and sweet. And then I'm going to say, well, now let me step out of the way of greatness, and let me bring to the front of the room a young man that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Tremendous amount of respect for. This young man is extremely documented. He has all the facts. He loves to help people. He loves to have fun. And he's making a ton of money doing what it is that he's going to be sharing with you all tonight. Okay? I mean, so, when I think about, success, I think about people such as Bill Gates and Donald Trump. And I put him right on the same pedestal with these individuals because he is really, really making that kind of noise in our industry. So what I want you to do is sit back and relax because we don't have him here often. Okay? He don't come often to do presentations, but he's here tonight, and I want to bring to the front of the room my business partner, my mentor, none other than Mr. Tony Williams. And then I step out of the way. Now you're ready to hear from him, aren't you? Yeah. Because of all the things that I said, which is very, very important. Edification is very important. That starts closing individuals. Now you can go another way. I tell my story. Okay, I talk about how great I am. I'm just so great. I've done so well. Things are just so awesome for me and my family, I'm this, I'm that. And I said, well, let me bring up my homeboy. My homeboy, you know what I'm saying? He's cool and everything, he all right. He's going to tell y'all about this thing real quick. He's going to tell y'all about it, so here he comes. Come on up here, Tony, tell these people what you have to tell them. Tell them. Now y'all looking at, who is this and what is he going to tell me? Think about it. I mean, so it's important that you edify. That you edify a person. I mean, literally lift them up. Not to build their heads up, but to prepare the crowd to receive the information that's coming from that human being. Okay? It's very, very important. All right? And we're going to practice that if time permits. So now, the next thing, did I say introduce them? Yeah, I'm talking too fast. So anyway, you can write these things down because I point out these things. And I also said always tell the truth. Very important. But these are the things that you heard me say. Love to help people that position themselves or is making a lot of money. Love to have fun and is documented and have the facts. People want to hear from this type of individual. And the reason we use these particular 4 characteristics is because people can identify with one or more of them. Okay, in network marketing we call it shark, urchin, dolphin, and whale. That's what we call it. All right, y'all, you probably heard of that before. Okay, and we have the blues, the reds, the yellows, the greens, all that. But this is the bottom line. Right here. You want to say these 4 particular things about anybody that you're introducing so that people in the room will be able to identify one or more. You have some people that just want to have fun. All they want to do is have fun. No, where's the party at? Let's go. I'm ready. That's how they are. So when they hear that he loves to have fun, it's like my type of guy. Then you have those other individuals that got to see, make sure all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed. We call them urchins. You know what I'm saying? They got to make sure that the person is documented. If they don't know what they're talking about, I don't want to hear from them. But if you say they're documented, they have the facts, now they sit up. They're ready to receive. Then you have he really loves to help people. You have those people that just want to help everybody. You know any of those people like that? Some of y'all already in this room. You help somebody else before you help yourself. You'll give to somebody else before you give to yourself. Always pouring out, pouring out, pouring out. So when you hear that somebody else is like you can relate to that, right? And then money, sharks. Listen, the machine is all right. The money, I get the machine, SD5097 or whatever y'all want to call it, right? No name machine, 593, whatever y'all want to call it. Where's the money at? Yeah. Where is the money at? You know? He's making a lot of money. Now you're what? You're receiving that, right? I mean, think about it. I mean, so when I have my first show, you're gonna be there. I like you. So here it is. Presenter will share the problems with the water, the product. Okay. So now, after you've introduced the presenter, what's gonna happen is the presenter's gonna come forth, and they're gonna talk about the water, the problems with the water. That's where that third-party documentation comes in at. It don't have to be a whole lot of detail, a PowerPoint presentation, you know, with projector and computers and all that kind of stuff. Even though many of us, we know how to use that technology, there's a lot of people who don't. Do you realize that? Yeah. I have 6, 8, 2 tools in my organization that they're not computer friendly. Yep. They're not. And they don't even know, it's like, what is that? It's been around for how long? So if you walk into somebody's environment and you have a projector and a laptop and they're looking at this, they're saying, I know, I've messed this whole thing up. But if you come in there with some third-party documentation, with some health and wealth seminar booklet to pass out, I'll share that with you in just a moment. You come in there with these type of things, people can say, well, I can tell somebody, turn the page, or I can share with somebody, tell them, look at this article. Look at this article. Look at this article. And really paint a vivid picture of how bad the water is. Online, you can go and you can find, pictures of the water treatment plants and the process that they use and how many chemicals they put in the water. Okay? And places like Nevada that's expected to be out of water by the year of 2025. These are articles that you can have, that you can present. Not a whole lot of it, but enough of it to actually get their attention that we have a problem going on, because so many people think we don't. So many people think that because the water looks clear, that it really is clear, and it's not. And you know it's not, so it's your job to tell them and show them that it's not. So when I get up and I start talking in a health and wealth seminar about the problems with the water, I paint a very vivid picture. I tell straight up. And when I talk about bloodworms, parasites, I say yeah. And if they get in your body, okay, they can multiply up to 2,000 a day. Imagine having 2,000 bloodworms in your body. It's like, right? I talk about Giardia, okay? I talk about cryptosporidium. I talk about the pharmaceuticals in the water. I talk about the different types of water, tap water, what's going on with the plastic in bottles and so forth and so on. And then after I've gotten all of that out, okay, for maybe about 10 minutes, I talk about that stuff, right? The next thing that's going to happen is a printer is going to give them a solution. The presenter is going to give them a solution. So now that you share the water, how bad the water is, the next thing you're going to talk about is the solution. And what's the solution? Enagic. Enagic. You don't have to go into a lot of detail. We do it at meetings, but you don't have to. Because the machine is going to sell itself. When you start doing the demonstration, you don't have to talk anymore. If all the presenter did was stop right there and say, okay, I know I've shared all this with you. Now let me share the solution. And just show a person. That's what Anna did for me. When she did the pH test, I said, oh my God, I've been giving all this bad stuff to my son. I got to do something. She didn't talk about all the bad the water was and all that kind of stuff because we didn't really know. All she knew is that this stuff was bad. And I had to buy a machine. After I saw that, it's like, I got to get this. I have no choice. I got to get it. You see? I mean, so that's very important. But share the solution. The solution is Enagic. We've been in business now for almost 40 years, okay? It's a company out of Japan, Japanese owned and operated. You can talk about some of the things about the company, okay? And then the next thing you're going to do, you're going to not only talk about what the machine can do, you're going to demonstrate what the machine can do. Once you've talked about the company and what we do, now you're going to actually demonstrate. And you're going to do a chlorine test, okay, and a pH test. And you're not going to do it with 50 beverages. I've been to demonstrations where people literally ordered beverages from different countries. And this water came from Barbados. And this water, and it's like wine. So the whole demonstration, big long table, all this water they're demonstrating, brought me a disaster. I mean, really, and almost all the pH testers gone from one demonstration. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I mean, you know. So all you need is about 5 beverages. That's it. You need a soda. You need a sports drink. Your liquor would be good, but if you're gonna use alcohol, use Giorgio vodka. Because for some reason, when you use the Smirnoff or you know the good stuff. Did I say that? I said good stuff. I should have said good stuff. But when you use that, what happens is the acid is neutralized. Okay? And then people say, woo, yes, I can drink that. I mean, but when you use the Giorgio vodka, it will not, that cheap stuff, $3 and change for a bottle, that kind of plastic you can throw on the ground and nothing happened to it, that stuff will not change for nothing in the world. It's worse than soda, okay? So use Giorgio vodka. But you want to use like 5 beverages and that's it. And then remember, you want to get there early to do what? The chlorine test, because you never know what the outcome is going to be. In some situations, you may need to do ORP. In some situations. Not all, but in some. It all depends on the kind of crowd that you have. You have within that crowd, nurses, doctors, people in the health profession, they may look and say, well, you know, I can make my water alkaline. I'll just put some lemon or put some nobody puts cigarette ash, but you can. Cigarette ashes will alkaline water. I never seen nobody drinking cigarette ash in water. I've never seen that one yet. But at the end of the day, the thing about it is you may want to do an ORP test, okay? But it's not necessary, okay? If you can explain what it is, it's not necessary. And the next thing is, after we've done the test, the very next thing you're going to do, I already said that already. Too many is overkill. Okay, very, very good. The very next thing you're going to do is you're going to do compensation plan. Compensation plan should take you no more than 10 minutes. No more than 10 minutes. You got 10, you can first tell that story about 5 minutes, a video about 5 minutes, you telling your story, introducing the other person about 3 minutes, or whatever the case might be. Then when the presenter comes up, then the presenter's going to talk about, you know, the water, how bad it is, about another 10 minutes or less. And then talk about the NAGIC another 5 minutes, okay? And then do the pH test and chlorine test. It's going to take about 15 minutes, okay? And then the next thing he's going to do is just show the money another 10 minutes. That's less than an hour. When I calculate, it's less than an hour, about 50 minutes, 55 minutes, something like that, okay? I mean, so you give or take. No questions, answer now. No questions. All questions at the end. Because somebody can ask something that you don't want them to ask in the middle of your presentation. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know somebody been drinking this water and they died yesterday. So you all, you know, so you be. Listen, some people do things like that, you know. They will. They will. I was actually in front of I was in the post office, right? Everybody cleared the room, and it's like, what happened? I was actually in front of the post office some years ago. We're selling a product, right? Aloe Ferros. So these crystals from South Africa, and it was cleaning out the colon. So I had pictures of before and afters of the colon. Remember that, Dixon? Before and after of the colon, of cleaning out your colon. And I was doing so well. I was doing so well that the owner of the company had to drive from the office to bring me more products. I mean, that's how well I was selling this stuff, right? Just these bitter crystals. And I mean, I was doing really good. I had my little bags, and everybody had their product. And I was sharing about, you know, the colon, how long it takes for the colon to be thoroughly cleansed, and all this other kind of stuff, right? This man walks up to the table. I'm telling you the truth. He walks up and he makes his way through the table. I have an audience around me. I'm so excited. The day's going so well. And he says, I know about that stuff. I know about that stuff. That was in the news last night. That's the same stuff that's killing people. So help me God. And everybody, people, take it back. No, give me back my money. Give me back my money. I was like, and you know what he did? Went walking right on to his car and left me right there. And I'm like, what just happened? You know? I mean, that was so mean. It was so mean, but you know, people sometimes because he probably didn't pay his bill or something wasn't going right. He's like, nobody's gonna make money if I get it. Nobody, not you or nobody else. I'm putting an end to this right now. So anyway, you know, like I said, be mindful of that. Okay, so the whiteboard. You have to invest in a whiteboard. All right? You have to invest in a whiteboard and some markers, and I'm going to show you in just a moment how you're going to get that done. So And that's going to end your presentation. Now the next thing is, you're going to help all the negative people leave ASAP. You'll know who they are in the room, if you have any. You may not have any, but every now and then, one may just show up. Okay? And you're going to help them leave ASAP. And you'll say something like this. What's your name again?
Paul.
Oh, hey, Paul, that's yours? Grab it back there. Paul, it was so nice to have you come out to the presentation tonight. I tell you, you're just an awesome, awesome person. And I tell you what, if you ever have any questions or whatever, all you got to do is just, just give us a call. We may get good questions answered, okay? Thank you so much, Paul. I really appreciate you being here. All right. You know what I'm saying? So we're just using Paul as an example. But if you have negative people in the room, you want them, help them leave ASAP. Because if they stay in the room, they're going to start talking to everybody else. No, I know we can get this cheaper online. They got life ionized and get it for less. I saw it for $1,000. They talking about this, that, you can get it over there. They're talking about same water. And everybody going around, they go to the next person. Don't buy it. Don't listen. You want to get them out of the room ASAP, okay? Remember what I'm saying? These are all things, but do it nice. Don't say, you, get out. Because now you got a problem, all right? So do it nice. Hi, Paul. Oh, it's so nice to have you here. Paul, listen, then talk to him right to the door, and then shut the door. And Paul is still standing there looking in, just let Paul stand there looking in. You just keep right on doing what you're doing, okay? And once again, close each guest separately.